Hi folks, and welcome back to the OB deck at the beautiful St Francis Yacht Club. It's race day 5. It's Thursday afternoon around about 4 o'clock, just coming up to 4, and we're about to get race 7 underway. And just to give you a heads up, we had a lay day yesterday. All the crews were sort of getting their batteries filled and hitting some bars and doing some strange stuff. We all went up to Sonoma to a nice little winery up there and had a lovely lunch and cruised on back with Red Tongue, so we had a great time. Now, the big news today is Trevor Barnabas has been binned. He's back on the bench today, and Coco is going to take it on. He's obviously feeling a bit better, so Coco is in the stirrups out there. He's just gone out for a bit of a practice. So Coco's up for the bridge to bridge after flying all this way to San Fran. He had to give it a go, so that's all good news. The point score in the regatta right now, we've still got some confusion because the other day Trevor on the Thurlow Fisher was OCS in one of the races with Harkin, and rather embarrassing at the debrief in the chart room inside there. I think it was Johnny Siegel. I wasn't in the room, but he was just telling the crowd, all the sailors gathered around having a cold one, that from his perspective on the start line, he thought more boats were over, but he couldn't tell who they were. So now there's been 2 protests entered, one from Trevor and one from the guys on Harkin, to see if they can get recited on those in the score sheet. So we don't know what's going to happen there. They're going to hear that hearing tomorrow morning. But John Winning is still 1 point in front on the leaderboard, and that's the situation from Howie Hamlin's CST composites. They've been at each other all week, as you've seen. So this is where it gets interesting, and today, of course, is the big day. This is the big B. This is the bridge to bridge this afternoon. We get this next race 7 away, and then they're straight into it. Simon and I are getting into a rib, and we're going to be able to chase. We don't have the helicopter, I think I said before, so we're going to get out there in a rib and get smashed around and chase the leaders all the way down to Bay Bridge. So looking forward to that. I don't know about you, Simon, but you should get your full body armour on, buddy, and a full raincoat. So that's it. That's the setup for race 7. Great afternoon. We've got a lot of fog, and this could be a concern. Now, yeah, a bit more about the weather. There's not a lot of wind out there. It's sort of around the 15 knots, which we've been getting each day, but it's totally different to this time last year when it was blowing 25 knots this time last year, and it increased about 35 for the bridge. So there's a sigh of relief. You can see the guys a bit more relaxed in the park taking this one on. So yeah, that's about the wind strength. The tide will be slack around 3 o'clock, I think it was, and it's going to be a run-in tide, so that'll flatten things out as far as the carpet going down there. And it just remains to be seen how much of this fog is going to interfere with this racetrack this afternoon. You can see it's pretty hazy, but I'm looking straight at the bridge, and you can't see the bridge right now. Anyway, that's it. We'll be back very shortly for the start of a race 7 at the International. Okay, you can see the vision out there just between those 2 yachts. That's our fleet all starting to shape up for the start of a race 7 of the San Francisco International, and a couple of boats right down here on trying to do this port hand start again. I think there are a couple of the American ASL boats. Can't quite make out who they are, but everybody, all the rest of the fleet like that boat end. They're right up there on the committee boat again. See Johnny Winning. Somebody's obviously too early, so we're probably in about 10 or 15 seconds to go here. They're all pretty much got their boats in a lane, and I think we'll get them away any time. And I think that's Slam trying to get up there. You can see the black hull of Grant Rollison's boat. He's trying to get up there to get a lane. He's just tacked back now, so he's going to be probably down to leeward of that pack. Can't get through. Smeg's trying to win that lane on the boat. He's being chased up there by, just coming back now. I don't know who that is, and he's set up. I know he's going past. So Smeg's got a pretty good spot there. If he can get a lane out of there, we'd be looking pretty good. So they're just starting to, looks like their bows are down now, and I reckon this race is about to be underway. Look for the puff of smoke. No puff of smoke. Anyway, this race is underway, and the usual situation, we've got those poor tackers haven't been able to clear the fleet, so they're taking a lot of sterns. And we won't be able to tell who's who in the zoo until they set themselves up on port tack and start heading out into the stream as they normally do. There goes Smeg. Smeg's the first one to go out. That's obviously his strategy this afternoon, was to start on that boat and then tack back Hang on, where's he? Oh, he's taking a stern. So I can see Howie Hamlin's boat. I can see he's gone back on port. All the others, all our good boats are still standing onto this St Francis Yacht Club shore. There goes Coco. So Coco's tacked back to port. And the rest coming across. We'll come back to you when we can get a gauge on who's leading this race. Back to you then. So we're just about halfway up this first beat, and you can see that obstacle out there. That's a dredger that's been doing a bit of dredging out in front here for the last few days, and that dredger's sort of turned some of that fleet back towards us. John Winnings, CT Battens included. Now the other boat, you can see Smeg, that was one of the early boats to go out wide. He went to leeward of the dredge, and they're looking pretty famous. And right in amongst that is Michael Coxon. You can see the Thurlow Fisher decal right over there. I'd say Coco is our leader at this point in race 7. Early days, but they've got a fair way to go to get up to the Golden Gate. But for mine, Coco leads them. Probably Smeg second. And that could be Howie Hamlin out there with them. Woody's got a bit of work to do. Back to you shortly. Okay, so we just got caught napping there. The leader is now Howie Hamlin, the blue and white chute. Got a bit of a wrap in it there. That won't be pleasing him too much. A wrap. First hoist of the race. He's got it out. No, he hasn't. He's still got it in. But anyway, he ended up with a nice tight little lead there. We were watching them come back to that mark, and they got into a real soft patch. So a few holes in this breeze out here today by the look of it. Now, look at that. Johnny Winning has ended up in second place. There's our two leaders. John Winning is leading this regatta by 1 point to his mate Howie, who's got the lead at this point in time. But Woody's in some really good pressure there. Rollo is probably third or fourth. He's got Coco. Now Coco's just, where's he going? Yeah, he's just jibing off now, they're setting themselves up for this gate mark, as you know, down here off the club. So, and the next boat is Smeg. Now, CT Batten's got dusted up in that little light patch as well. He's been shuffled back. Panasonic, it's interesting. Panasonic has got Mike Martin sailing with him today. Mike turned up after the race the other day in the bar and had a bit of a grin on his face, and he wanted to see if he could get a Guernsey today, and Jono was in a position to take him. So Mike Martin, who's used to sail a lot with Howie in the 18s when they used to come down to Sydney and do a bit of damage. They won a couple of Giltons together, I believe. Mike Martin also sails a 505 and is very good and competes very well. So one of the old guys go for a ride today. Now, back to the action at the gate here, and John Winning has just gapped them. We weren't watching, we were looking at Panasonic, and Johnny Winning has jibed back and got a nice lay to get into this gate. And Howie must have overcooked it, as has Smeg and Grant Rollison. So Panasonic, if he jibing now, so he's going to end up in the top 4, I would think. He'd probably cross in front of Rollo there. So Mike Martin's advices, obviously, he's a local sailor, working out just nicely for Jono Whitty today. So yeah, just about a line ball there with Rollo. So that's the setup on their way to Alcatraz, and the new leader is John Winning's Yandu. Noddy in the bow and Gibbo on the sheet. Well done, boys, leading the regatta, and just did the old zim zam zoom down there and looks powered up and just clearing out at the moment. So this sets them all up for this afternoon. Woody's firming up as a favourite then for this bridge to bridge. And if you bring the camera around, Simon, while you're running, you can see a whole lot of athletes around here under the Flagstaff at St Francis. These guys make up a lot of the kiters and sailboarders out that are going to race this afternoon. So they just come down to the race office to get all their information. And you can see there's quite a few grey-headed guys amongst them. So like our 18-footer sailors, you can sail till you're into your 60s. It seems pretty popular sport for fitness and flexibility, and of course if you're that old and you've been sailing all your life, you'd have a lot of knowledge tucked away between your ears. So that's some of our contestants all on the deck. In the meantime, Johnny Winning is clearing out in this race. We'll come back to you as they go around Alcatraz. Give us some places then.